Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Three Charts in One with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infinox on Friday, the 2nd of December. Non-farm payrolls Friday, so we could have some volatility later. But markets I'm looking out for today, I've got forex with the dollar yen. I'm looking at the silver chart on commodities and the German DAX for indices. So straight into it with this dollar yen chart. This is the mover of the moment. This is where we've seen the dollar correction really playing out. Dollar correction, yields lower, dollar yen smashing it lower, really accelerating to the downside. And we've seen a huge retracement coming on from this bull run that we saw on dollar yen, where the dollar strength had been playing throughout 2022. We're now decisively unwinding that move. We're seeing the correction coming significantly. I mean, even yesterday and into today, since that Fed Chair Powell speech, we've seen the dollar yen falling decisively lower. We've had another breakdown below support. I've got the purple areas here. These are the breakdown zones which are becoming, in my opinion, new resistance. So we've got the original breakdown zone, which we've got on the crosshair, which came around the sort of 141 to 142 area. That became resistance on the breakdown. Following on from the breakdown, we've got this new trend formation as well. I'll talk about that in a bit. But also, look at this latest one here. We've got the move below the support at 139.50. That broke to the downside, and we've seen that breakdown again becoming in the last couple of sessions. Now that old support becomes new resistance. Look at this RSI hitting below 30, 25. That is stretched, and that is exactly around where we saw the last correction. Sorry, the last sell-off starting to sort of consolidate a little bit, had a bit of a rebound into the resistance, and then went again. And I think that is the play that I'm looking for here. 37.60 is that resistance. That also comes within the downtrend. It also comes around where that falling moving average is, the 21-day moving average. So really important level of resistance now. But looking at this chart, you'd think, well, this is coming back towards the 131s, maybe even the 130s. So this is just a move that it's accelerating, but is stretched at the moment. And I think selling into strength is the way to play dollar yen, being so stretched on that RSI. Even on the 4-hour chart, look at that, very stretched on that 4-hour. So there is the prospect of an unwinding near-term move, but I think it's a sell into strength. Now we've seen the silver chart breaking higher, again accelerating higher through resistance in recent days, and I'll show you the importance of the resistance. That reaction high from May, that has now been broken. 2250 area of resistance has been broken, and it's been old resistance is becoming new support, and that is important as well. 2080, well, 2050 up towards 2125. Old resistance is now new support in this move higher. So we've got this run higher that's broken through the resistance, 2250. The RSI is up around 70. Again, looking stretched, and it might start to see a bit of a pullback. We've got payrolls today. Payrolls will be volatility. Volatility means we might see some choppy moves, but I would say that any weakness in silver is a chance to buy, because this is an improving momentum chart. We've got the higher lows, the succession of higher lows. The old resistance becomes new support. All good situations that suggest we're in a growing, improving trend, an improving bull market. Now we've seen that the silver price is moving strongly higher, breaking through resistance again. That old resistance around 22 figure, 2210 becomes new support. Anything back towards 2130 really, I think, is a decent opportunity there on silver, but it's looking strong again. And if you look at the upside break, you could call this a base pattern breakout. I mean, you'd be measuring that sort of 18.10 up towards 21.10, so that's $3. You could be looking at $24, 24.50, that sort of area of upside target on a medium term basis as this move goes. Certainly, I think buying into weakness looks the way to play silver at the moment. And finally, on the DAX, strong bull run higher. I like this uptrend, but it's starting to lose a little bit of the momentum. And you can see that through the RSI. That is a bearish divergence here on the RSI. A high high on the price, but a lower high forming on the RSI. Now, if I come back a couple of levels, you can see the importance of the big test overhead. 14,700 to 14,800. Well, that's resistance, big resistance as well. and I'll go back one more level, and you can see the importance of 14,800. That was a massive floor that just gave way and then became subsequently a basis of resistance overhead in the preceding months since that breakdown earlier this year in February. So this is huge resistance overhead. Coming with that, you've got the faltering momentum. So it's an interesting one. I like the uptrend. I think it's very sharp, and I think it's likely to be broken as a result. I still look at this old resistance band, sort of 13,500 up towards 1400 area. 500 sort of ticks of support. I think that is support territory, which for buying into a corrective move would be the way to play. But just for now, DAX is starting to lose a bit of momentum in the run higher. It's a little bit of a warning signal, arguably, for the risk trade generally, and something to keep an eye on. But certainly resistance around that 14.6 and then 14.7, it really kicks in. So I wish you good luck in your trading, and I'll speak to you next week.